So this is Mance Lipscomb's song called Captain Captain. Mance Lipscomb was a guitarist. He came out of Navasota, Texas, and he was discovered in the early 60s. And he had a wonderful little career in music after that as a full-time guitar player and singer. So I'm going to play this straight through. It's in the key of A, and then I'll teach it to you. So I'm going to take this measure by measure, okay? In the very first measure, I'm going to play it very slowly. He's got the A position like this. He's keeping the bass going, and he gets this. Now I'm putting my middle finger on the first string and my first finger on that second string. So I get... Now I go into my D7 chord. I'm going to switch my bass over to the fourth string. And then I'm going to imply an A chord. In other words, I'm not going to actually finger an A chord, but I'm going to get to the bass in the fifth string to make the A sound, and then I'm going to play this nice little lick. Let's take a look at this very carefully. So I get that F sharp and the G, then the open E. Then I come over and I grab the C sharp, and then this is important. Right after I hit that C sharp with my second finger, I'm going to come down and bar the first four strings, and then hit that A note on the third string, like that. Because that sets me up to grab the A7 in the next measure. So with the steady bass, now I go to the second line. I'm into a D7 chord. And I'm grabbing that with two fingers now. I'm going to go into the next measure, and I'm going to play another lick, but stay on the fourth string because we're still in that D chord sound. Now let's take a look at that. There's your new lick. And then it goes back to the half of the first lick, like that. Now we're right back into the third measure where I'm starting it back onto the A. I'm not going to play the whole A chord, but I can, because I'm in this position, I can sort of use my pinky to grab the next lick. And then go right back to that first lick. Now when I go into the E7, I'm really kind of implying it, really. You can either grab the E or the E7 like this. I tend to just play this. Switching my bass over to the sixth string. I'm going to now switch my bass over to the fourth string, implying that there's a D chord, and I'm going to play this lick. Well, that's a lick you have already done in the second line. The only difference is now, instead of playing it on the fifth string bass, you're playing it on the fourth string. And now we're going to learn our next lick, which sounds like this. I'm sorry. We got that. There we go. There's your next lick. And and then right back. So we have. And that's pretty much what Mance plays while he's singing many of the verses in Captain, Captain. But when he goes to take a solo, he goes into a different shape. Like an A chord right here at the 9th fret. You're going to take your second finger and put it on the C sharp note, and then take your third finger and put it on the A note. And then keep your first finger on the first string behind the second finger on the C natural note, because you're going to need that when we do this. So I'm getting this. Okay, I get that, and I keep the bass going. I'm going to do that again. Now I'm going to go to my D chord. I'm going to play a D7, just borrowing the first 3 strings at the 7th fret, and adding my second finger onto the first string at the 8th fret, getting the C in there. So we have this little D7 sound, and we have the open 4th string playing. And I'm going to be playing pretty much the same rhythmic figure, but just now lifting up my second finger to so grab the B note here. And of course getting into that little second string. So this is what this would sound like. We have it. Finally, we get back to the A chord, but we're going to be using the one that we originally used. And we're going to be going back and forth from the A note to the G note here, and then also keeping that second string in. Finally, we get back into our E, back into our D with the 4th string, and this lick you already know. And finally, in the last 2 measures, with this, we're going to learn another lick, and it sounds like this. So, so let's take a look at this one. Open B, C, C sharp, bar, and then add your third finger onto the F sharp note. I'm using my first finger to grab that note. So I go to the E, and then grab the A note on the 3rd string again. So we have. And you're going to keep the bass going. And then finally, so that's how you play this Captain, Captain. I hope you enjoyed it, and well, have fun picking.